everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. So today is what I colored in December. I cannot believe I managed to color this many pages in December of all months. It's usually, you know, the busiest month. But I think the reason why I colored so many pages was because about 6 of the pages were mandala pages, and I can do those really quick. So I'm going to clear off my desk and start going through these, and I'll start with the small books and the one PDF that I have first. Okay, we will start off with this PDF that I downloaded and printed off on, I believe, so I wrote everything down. It's Nina 110-pound cardstock. This is a Mariola Budek PDF from the Hair Inspirations Natural. You could find these on her Etsy site. And I used polychromos for the hair and luminance pencils for the skin. And I believe I did the background in Distress inks and then used water droplets on the top to give those little white spots. And then for her dress or her shirt, I used a base of Ohuhu alcohol markers and the polychromo pencils over the top. And I didn't really do any highlights. I did use a little bit of my white Faber-Castell Pitt brush pen along the edges here. But other than that, I didn't use any Posca or any other kind of highlights. I just felt like it was, you know, finished as it is. So I really do like this hair color combination that I used. I wrote it down, pretty sure, did I? Yes. So I used walnut brown, bistre, brown ochre, burnt ochre, Naples yellow, and black in her hair, and it just turned out just gorgeous. This was a whip that I had started, I think, back in October, and maybe it was November, either November or October, and I finally finished it, and yeah, so it felt good to get that done. All right. So the next book, I'm going to start off with Winter Dreams here. It's 20 Postcards by Hannah Carlson. And this was my second page that I've completed out of this book. I did, in early December, I did this page, and there is a video for this page. I had posted a poll on my community tab for my channel asking if anybody would be interested in doing a color along out of this book, and I did have quite a few people who said that they would like to see a color along out of this book, so I went ahead and chose this page. Actually, there was a poll for choosing the page as well. So this was the page that got the most votes. And so, yeah, I did this page with, I believe it was Neo colors in the background. And I used polychromos on for the pencil work, along with Posca accents. Again, my white Faber-Castell Pitt brush pen, and some little bits of stickles here around the stars. And so, yeah, this one, I think this is one of my favorites for this month of December. It just turned out so beautiful. I don't know if you can see the glitter sparkle from the stickles in there, but yeah, it just turned out so beautiful. I'm really happy with how this page turned out. Okay, and so The next book that I have worked out of in December was Enchanted Faces by Lynn, and this is the pocket-sized coloring book. And this month, December, was actually my first month with the Buddy Color group that is on Instagram, that I recently became a member of, and they were so kind to let me join their group. And so they had 2 pages picked out to color for the month of December. And since I didn't have very many pages colored out of this book, I did not have those pages already colored, so I was able to do that. Let's see. Okay, the first page was this one here, which I believe was called Poinsettia Pixie. And I wrote down what I used here. I did an Ohuhu base with, let's see, Prisma pencils, my white Faber-Castell brush pen, my silver Uniball gel pen. I did that here in the poinsettias. I don't know if you can see the bits of sparkle there in the veins of the petals. So that was my, actually no, that was, so the silver Uniball gel pen is in the center of the poinsettias, and the clear Stardust jelly roll is in the veins of the petals there. So, and I believe, let's see, what else did I use? I wrote down that I used my Spectrum Noir glitter brush pen in clear, and I used that on her, oops, on her fairy wings there. You can barely see them. The picture is so small, but that's where I used the glitter brush pen. So I will post the other ladies' completed pages right here, so you can see theirs as well. And so the next page that I did for the Buddy Color was, let's see here, this page here called Windy. And the other ladies had done such a beautiful job on her as well. I couldn't believe the amazing talent in this group. Mine I did with more of kind of a tropical feel, kind of a tropical background with the sun setting and the palm trees and a little bit of the water and tiny bit of the beach that you could see there in the background. But for this page, I used a base of Ohuhus with polychromos, my white brush pit pen, Poscas, a little tiny bit of Stickles, and my Stardust jelly roll. I don't know if you can see the little details I included with my Stardust jelly roll there. But yeah, this one turned out really pretty. So there's been quite a bit of a learning curve with trying to do these Lynn pages because, you know, she doesn't have a nose per se, and so sometimes I find that a bit challenging because I want to put a nose in there. So I try to just do a little bit of a nose with my pencil, or pencils, I should say, just to kind of give a little hint of a nose. And I don't know, you know, my coloring style might evolve as I progress with coloring in these pages. But yeah, it's definitely a bit of a learning curve for me, and I'm just having fun with it. I love doing these pages. I do have a work in progress going that I just started a few days ago. This is outside of the buddy coloring, just kind of on my own, because I think the ladies had already possibly done this page. So I thought I would just go ahead and do this one on my own. I've started the background and base layers with my Ohuhu markers, and her skin and hair with my Prismacolor pencils. So just started on the hair here. I haven't even finished these sections here. But yeah, so that is a little bit of a work in progress that I have going on that page. All right. So the next book that I worked out of this month was in Botanica by Maria Trolle. And the page that I did out of this book was also a buddy color with Lavella from Lavella's Coloring. We decided to do this page here. And I am really happy with how mine came out. What I used on my page, and in a little bit I'll post her page too. But on my page I used a base of Neocolor 2s. I did Neocolor 2 for the background and the base of the tree here. And then I went over with my brand new that I got for Christmas. You may have seen it in my Christmas supply haul video. If you haven't checked that out yet, be sure to check it out. I'll put a link to that on the screen as well. But I used my brand new Derwent drawing pencils, and I'm really happy with how they laid down on the page and over the top of my Neocolor 2s on the tree. Yeah, they were just a joy to work with. I was really impressed with them. So for this page, yeah, I already mentioned that I used Neocolor 2s for the background and Derwent drawing pencils. I used white acrylic paint that I applied with a sponge for the snow, and then on top of that I used a little bit of Stickles, if you can see it there, and the snowflakes I used a white gel pen and then went over the top of the gel pen with the same Stickles from the snow, and then covered the whole thing with white splatters from white acrylic paint, a little bit of watered down white acrylic paint. And yeah, I love how this page turned out. So I will post Lavella's beautiful page right here next to mine on the screen. And her page just turned out so incredibly gorgeous as well. So that's what I colored in Botanicum this month. So the next book that I worked out of was Seasons, and I started December off with my coloring series for this page that has all the different elements to it. I believe I titled it Holiday Treasures. And if you want to have a look at those videos, I'll put a link to the first one in the series up above there on the screen. So yeah, this page turned out really pretty. I mean, there were some things that I was like, oh, that I wasn't super happy with how it turned out, but overall, yeah, this page was really nice. I used Neocolor 2s for the background, Prismacolors for the pencil work, lots and lots of Posca, some Stickles here and there on the little dots. And let's see, I did the white splatter effect with my white acrylic paint. So yeah, it turned out really nice. I'm definitely very happy with how the cardinal turned out and the gems here in the treasure chest. I think those are my two favorite elements on this page. All right, and that's all I got done out of Seasons. I will be trying to do a lot of pages out of Seasons in 2023 because this book is on my very short list of books to eventually complete. So yes, I will be doing a lot of pages coming up out of Seasons. The next book that I worked out of was Hannah Lynn's A Whimsy Girls Christmas coloring book. And I did this page right here. I did 2 pages out of this book. This one I did on my own, and it's posted over on Instagram. And this page I did a base of Ohuhu markers, and then I was trying out 2 different pencils on this page, I believe. So the pencils that I used, actually I used 3 different types of pencils. I wanted to try out budget pencils on top of Ohuhu markers on Create Space paper. And I wanted to see which pencils I preferred. And I used Brute Fooner squares on the pear tree itself. I used Castle Arts Gold on her hat, scarf, and mittens. And I used my Spear Farben pencils on her sweater here. And you know, all of them were pretty similar, but I do have to admit, I think I preferred my Spear Farbens, and so I will be using those quite a bit for upcoming pages and tutorials as kind of a budget brand alternative to maybe like the Prismacolor pencils or the Polychromos. I just find that Spear Farben work really nice, and the colors in the 96 set are particularly nice. They have a very nice range of colors. Okay, so enough about that. The next page that I worked out of in this book was this page here, the Sugar Plum Fairy, and there is a tutorial for this page. I'll put a link up there on the screen. I used a base of Ohuhus, followed up with my Polychromos pencils and various metallic gel pens for this page, and actually I used my gelatos for the background on this page, which I hadn't used my gelatos in a while, and so it was nice to pull those out. Okay, so the next book I worked out of was Selena Fenix Festive Magic Fantasy Christmas Coloring Book. And what did I do out of this? I did this page that's titled Little Candle Lighter, and there is a tutorial for this page as well. And I used my Ohuhu markers as a base, followed up with Polychromos and Distress Inks for the background. And I love how this page turned out. I also used a little bit of gold gel pen on the gold ribbon here. I don't know if you can see that outlining the edge. But yeah, this page turned out really nice as well. I was really happy. I haven't colored a lot of dragons, so I was a little bit challenged with how I was going to approach coloring this dragon, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. Okay, sorry about that. I keep getting texts on my phone and had to answer that. Okay, so the next book that I worked out of, I did quite a few mandalas this month, and so I did actually quite a few of them were out of this book here. It's actually a new book that I got at the beginning of December, and it's a Creative Haven Snowflake Mandalas coloring book. And I believe there might have been a video for one of these. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. I don't know. I might have just done most of these actually on my own. I'll start from the back. This one was okay. I wasn't super happy with how it turned out. But for these mandalas, I use markers and gel pens. And so they're just really fun and relaxing for me to color. Here's another one here with my, I believe I used the silver Ohuhu glitter marker for most of the silver on this page. And I believe it was my Ohuhu markers. I'm not sure. It could have been some water-based markers. I've been using water-based markers too on these mandalas as well. Here's another one. I used water-based markers on this one, I'm pretty sure, and a gold gel pen. So you can see that. Also, here's this one. Again, water-based markers. This one I used my white Signo gel pen and my silver Ohuhu glitter marker. Very pretty. I really like that one. And then this one here, I believe this one was my Ohuhu alcohol markers. That white Signo gel pen. I did I used a silver glitter gel pen. I don't think it was the Ohuhu glitter marker. I believe it was like a Sparkle Pop gel pen or something like that. And then I used a little bit of stickles around the, these little doodads here, and then a little bit in the center part of the snowflake there. Don't know if you can see that. And then I sprayed the whole page with a kind of a clearish white glitter spray. Thought that kind of gave it a nice effect there. Okay, and then the next mandala book I worked out of was this 50 Snowflakes to Color by Camellia Angel Kova. Oh, yes, so this was a speed coloring video at the very beginning of December. I believe it was December 1st, because I actually finished this page at the end of November. And then this was for my first speed coloring for the month of December. And I used, it was water-based markers. And you can see this gorgeous blue sparkle gel pen here is one of my Ohuhu glitter markers. I love those things. They looked so nice for accents on these mandalas. And that was the only page I have done out of this book here. Such a gorgeous book. I plan to work on it again before the winter is over. So probably another speed coloring mandala video out of this book for January. And the next mandala book I colored out of was 50 Wintertime Mandalas by Camellia Angel Kova again. And that was this page here, which you probably saw a video for that page. I'll try and put a link for that if you're interested at the top of the screen there. And for this page, I believe I did Ohuhu base on the ornaments and a little bit in the icicles here. Yeah. And I used some various glitter gel pens and stickles in the ornaments and on these stars, and then a blue Ohuhu glitter marker around the circle frame. So I love how this page turned out. It's really pretty and tons of glitter. Yeah, just gorgeous. Okay, and last but not least, one more mandala that I did out of this book. And I don't think it was, oh yes. So it was this mandala here, and it was one of the 2 speed coloring mandala videos that I put out for December. And I wanted to do this one in kind of muted Christmas colors. So we've got the muted red, which is kind of a pinkish red here, and muted green and golds. And so, yeah, this was just gorgeous. And I used my Ohuhu markers for this one, and it was kind of a practice in blending markers because I'm not super, experienced on coloring with markers. I can easily put down markers as a base, but when it comes to shading and blending with markers, that's where it gets a little bit challenging for me. So this was good practice for that. All right, so yeah, so that was it for my coloring in December pages. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I did do quite a bit of pages, so thank you for sticking around if you're still here. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to a new year, and we are going to get started with some fun coloring videos for January, and I'm really looking forward to the new year with all of you, sharing supplies and coloring videos. I just really looking forward to that. So I hope you all are well and have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.